growing up as a kid in the 90s, one of the best things that I think my brother and I ever had when it came to video games were these little demo discs, because it allowed us to play a small sampling of a bunch of games and give them a try. And there's a couple of games that stick in my head from that time that we played over and over again. And one of them was actually a pretty big deal, although we actually, I don't think, understood quite the idea of a demo and that there was more to the game, so we always thought that we could beat the game pretty easily. But there's a whole lot more to it, and it's now back as a board game. Of course, I'm talking about id Software's classic, Doom. Hello and welcome. Let's try it again. Hello and welcome to Howard's Cave of Wonders. I'm Chris, aka Howard Blues, welcoming you back down to my Cave of Wonders on this beautiful Sunday morning. The family's out and about, and so I have some time and not a lot of time, so I thought perfect time to review some Kickstarters. Come up with a different word for time. Howard, you're repeating, but that's the joy of me doing this off script. I know I just did not too long ago a whole bunch of Kickstarter reviews, and I said I was going to take a break, but there were two that popped up that I was like, oh, yeah, I should maybe do a little video with them. And one of them, it's purely out of my own nostalgia, and it's the game called Doom. And this is Doom, the arena game, being put out by Modiphius. And why I'm really excited about this is back in college, I roomed with a gentleman who we have lovingly nicknamed Dinosaur. And Dinosaur was big on Doom. I mean, he played all the games. He listened to the music. I think he even wrote Doom fanfic. But he had Fantasy Flight's Doom, the board game. And one night, we decided to break it out and play it. There was a group of us. We got this group, we played through it, we played until it was way too late and people had to leave. We got back like the next weekend to finish it. We were just all enthralled by this dungeon crawl board game. If you've played any of other Fantasy Flight's other kind of dungeon crawlers like Descent or Imperial Assault, you know what this kind of game is. It's kind of one versus many. It's a dungeon crawl. You have different roles, equipment, but it was fun. We had a blast playing through the whole campaign. We ended up winning. It was a great time, and it was enough so that I wanted a copy of the game because I'm like, this is an amazing experience. I was still like on the verge of becoming a true board gamer, so I didn't know about Descent or the fact that there were other games like this. Of course, that version of Doom was out of print. A couple years later, they did come back and do a reprint of it. Unfortunately, at that time, just due to the times and financially, I wasn't able to really afford to pick up a copy of that, and that one almost immediately went out of print too. So Doom, the board game, is a game that I have just never been able to get my hands on. And so I was really excited when I saw that Modiphius was doing a Doom board game. And a little worried because it's the arena game, and that makes me think that it's a skirmisher, which it probably is. And that may or may not work for me. But let's dive into the page and see what exactly is being offered. And if you've never been in on one of these before, this is my first time looking at it. I actually held off viewing the page until we could do it live. So you are seeing my initial reactions to this, which is why I probably don't know everything. I haven't read the rule book or read the updates or anything like that. We're going in fresh. So let's dive into this one and see what exactly Doom has in store for us. Doom Arena board game. 2 editions of the incomparable Doom franchise brought to the tabletop in board game. Doom 1993 and Doom the Dark Ages. Okay, so 2 different kind of versions of this. At the time of me recording this, it's got 19 days to go, but it seems to be doing all right. They've at least hit their goal. They're at 162,000. They need 131,000, and they've done it with just a little over 766 backers. So kudos to them on that. I will say it is so refreshing and nice to see like a goal that actually makes it seem like they are truly asking for everything they need. I remember the old CMON Kickstarters where it's like, yeah, we just need like 30,000, and I think sometimes they did things like that. I mean, they knew they were going to raise far more than that very quickly. I think they did it just so they could put up that whole thing, funded in 3 minutes, and yeah, which I don't know that really draws people in. I think it just allows people on the internet to argue about how successful the game is. Well, funded in 3 minutes. Clearly, people want it. Well, but what was their goal set at? Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent. Let's dive into this proper. So, I always like to kind of pull out here. Chris Birch, Modiphius 13 created. I have backed stuff from them in the past. I was in on their Infinity role-playing game Kickstarter many years ago, where I mostly got digital product because I was short on hobby space. This is before I had this cave proper, and I just didn't know how often I'd get Infinity to the table in that sense. So, but anyway, Doom, the Arena board game. Okay, we're getting some pictures here. There are miniatures, and that is awesome. Not that every game needs to have miniatures, but it's cool that these do, and that's the classic Doom monsters, because on my grand tier of things I'd like to paint someday, the miniatures of Doom are on there. I think that those would be so much fun to paint, and you just can't get them. Reaper miniatures, many years ago, did a set of metal miniatures for Doom. You can still find them out there every now and then, but they're pricey because the license expired and such. But we'll hopefully see some more of this. Complete the game in 3 15-minute rounds. Brutal PvP combat, quick to learn, hard to master. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 plus, 30 to 45 minutes of playtime. Doom Arena board game is a fast-paced PvP player versus player miniatures board game where one player takes control of the Doom Slayer and faces off against an opponent commanding the hordes of hell. Low complexity, high mortality. I almost said morality. Low complexity, high morality. Funny for a game about slaying the demons of hell. Yeah, high mortality. So you get a little view there of the board. Cool. Doom, the Arena board game, offers strategic depth through engaging, brutal gameplay like heavy metal chess. It's simple to learn, yet hard to master, with each piece commanding a unique style of movement and attack that demands clever tactical positioning to achieve victory. This is Doom, forged for the tabletop. No compromises. And there's the rulebook, if you wish to read the prototype rulebook. Again, I might, depends on how the rest of this looks and if I think this would actually be something I'd ever get to the table. Doom, the Arena board game, captures the carnage and asymmetrical combat that defies the legendary video game series. This is a collaboration of diehard fans from across 4 companies, designed in partnership with Resurrectionist Games, developed and published by Modiphius, and officially licensed by id Software and Bethesda. It's interesting. They're definitely playing, I think, a little bit more with the recent takes on Doom, which have been far more run and gun. The original Doom games were very much kind of horror games. They were, very atmospheric and in that sense. So it's an interesting take. What's in the box? Doom 1993 Deluxe Edition. So we got I like the cool pixelated art they got going for the background here. Very reminiscent of the game. There are 13 figures in here. Okay. 20 times combat dice. I wonder if they're really all going to be like these different sizes, because like these green dice are just huge. I wonder if those are for the BFG. 4 times arena map boards. So, okay, a couple different maps to play on. 2 times blood trackers. 3 times key cards. 82 tokens. 33 cards. 2 Doomguy Arsenal cards. I have not drank enough coffee this morning, apparently. So we can kind of see those and see kind of the layout that's going with these. Health 13, health 12, speed 5, speed 6. So there's kind of a faster Doom guy and a tankier Doom guy, although not very much. I guess this is Doom guy enraged. So kind of shows kind of what the patterns of the weapons are. Looks like there's some abilities, although that text is really small to read. So let's see. 2 turn tracker cards, 11 demon arsenal cards, so very similar to those. Interesting art. It's not quite the pixelated art. It's like a very 3D art. Almost looks claymation-esque, which is weird. I guess I would have preferred the pixelated art on these a little bit more, but there's 6 weapon cards. So yeah, we can see the chain gun, the chainsaw, the plasma rifle, the pistol, the rocket launcher, the pump action shotgun. We got upgrade cards. Looks like Circ, shielding, health, armor up, custom grip, invulnerability. Looks like overheated plasma. So interesting. And a rule book. Okay. So 2 versions, same huge guts. Doom Arena board game will be available in 2 distinct editions, Doom 1993 and Doom the Dark Ages, along with the most faithfully sculpted miniatures this side of hell. Every component is drenched in the Doom aesthetic you love. The gameplay is just as authentic, every move risky, every execution savage, every weapon devastating. This is pure Doom. Okay. So, kind of a nice shot where you can see the models on the board. It looks very colorful for what I remember Doom being. Designed to bring the Doom experience to the tabletop, you and your friends will wield weapons and abilities pulled directly from video games and command a legion of iconic characters and creatures brought to life, detailed, high-quality PVC miniatures. Doom Arena board game will be available in 2 editions, each a tribute to a different era. So, we've already looked at kind of the 1993. For those who have been fighting hell since the beginning, Doom 1993, the Arena board game, resurrects the 1993 original, capturing the iconic pixelated aesthetic of the first game. I don't know if I saw that really on those cards, but Play as the legendary Doom guy or command an army of iconic demons, from imps and lost souls to the savage barons of hell and the colossal spider mastermind. Okay. Wield the power of hell or make them cower before one man. Doom the Dark Ages Arena board game is based on the acclaimed new chapter in this saga. That's kind of what I thought, where this gameplay is based off of what they're doing now, not so much the old stuff. This version boasts a grimdark medieval fantasy look, putting you in control either of the mighty Doomslayer or a ravenous legions of hell, including imps, mancubi, and even the gargantuan titans. Okay. There's a lovely gameplay video. Again, if you wanted to know more about the play. Outthink, outmaneuver, and dominate your friends in the most brutal tabletop experience of the year. Noom, arena board game is a two-player competitive combat game that pits the lone Doom guy against the endless hordes of hell as they rip and tear across the hex-based arena map. This is heavy metal chess. Easy to learn, but hard to master. This is falling a little bit into one of my pet peeves with some of these, where they repeat things over and over and over again, the same language and such, and it's just, you kind of just want to edit it down a little bit and really just make it worth reading every bit. Each unit from the Doom Guy to the lowest imp has unique abilities and specialized attacks. Mastering each unit's powers and leveraging the environment is crucial for controlling the battlefield, requiring tactical positioning to come out victorious. Every turn is a careful balance of offense and defense, demanding calculated risks to maximize damage and minimize incoming assaults. One thing that I'm going to say this because it just occurred to me as I look at yet another picture of the map and the miniatures and such on. One thing that to me seems to be feeling, and maybe it's in an add-on down below, is some terrain. There's nothing here to really like block line of sight. I'm guessing that like the hexes and the coloring of this on those has some sort of symbology that kind of can dictate that out. But yeah, it feels very open. And you would think that cover might be a thing. Again, I know that's not really a huge thing in the current iteration of Doom, but you think every now and then you want just a quick bit of cover for a quick break. Each side has one goal: to spill the most blood. Dealing damage serves a dual purpose. It advances you toward victory, and critically, it generates tempo, a key resource that charges up devastating game-changing abilities that can redefine the flow of battle. It pays to make your enemies hurt. You'll play up to 3 rounds of maximum doom-laden carnage. At the end of each round, you spend arsenal points to upgrade your forces. The Doom Guy can unlock more powerful weapons, while the Forces of Hell can bring on bigger and more deadly units. After the best 3 rounds, as the dust settles, the side that spilled the most blood is declared victorious. So it sounds like you can upgrade stuff as it goes. All right, the miniature showcase. I've been looking for this part. So here we're starting with the classic Doom. So we got Doom Guy and Doom Guy Enraged. They look fine. They have a Kickstarter exclusive Doom Guy. I think they're trying to imitate the cover art. With that, yeah, I thought the box was back up there. Okay, anyway, but I think that's what they're trying to do. And then we got, of course, the Cyber Demon. We got a Cacodemon, a Lost Soul, an Archvile, a Pinky, a Revenant, an Imp, and then Shotgun Dude and Zombie Man, and Heavy Weapons Guy. So those are kind of our villains. And then Doom of the Dark Ages, we have Doomslayer Bloodied and Doomslayer. And then, of course, a Kickstarter exclusive version. And then we have the Mancubus. We have an Imp Stalker and an Imp. A Hell Knight, a Battle Knight. Pinky Rider. Arachnotron. Interesting. A Soldier. It does say down here, models pending licensor final approval. So Doom of the Dark Ages, then there's Titan miniatures. So there's the Atlan, the Armored Titan, and a Titan. And then a Cyclops Titan. Cool. So rewards. There's the Doomslayer. So for and they give all the different prices, but we'll focus on U.S. currency because that's what I know. For $7, back the Kickstarter and gain access to the Pledge Manager. The Doomslayer tier includes one of your choice of the following: Doom Guy Kickstarter exclusive miniature or Doom Slayer Kickstarter exclusive miniature. So if you want just the miniature, you can do that. There is a standard edition, your choice of either core game with standees, all relevant stretch goals, upgrades, and the Kickstarter exclusive Doom Guy or Doom Slayer miniature. So yeah, if you wanted to do it with standees for a cheaper price, I mean, $60, not bad at all for a price for a board game these days. But then you could go the premium edition, which is for like $20 more. For $8, your choice of either core game with miniatures, all relevant stretch goals, upgrades, and the Kickstarter exclusive Doom Guy or Doom Slayer miniature. Yeah. So yeah, not too bad. Or for $160, which makes sense, you receive both core games with miniatures and all the relevant stretch goals and all of that. You could get All In 93 for $170. Okay. With this pledge, you'll receive the Doom Guy exclusive miniature, the Doom 1993 Arena Board Game Premium Edition, Doom 1993 Demonic Reinforcements, the Doom 1993 Standee Set, and the Doom 1993 Dice Tray, and all Doom 1993 stretch goals. So this is interesting because, yeah, you get the reinforcements box, but then you also get all the standees, which, if I'm already paying for the miniatures, I don't know why I'd want the standees and such. So it's interesting. Interesting way to do that. And then we have the premium editions and reinforcements. So for $255, you receive both core games with miniatures, Kickstarter exclusive reinforcement models, all relevant stretch goals, and Kickstarter exclusive Doom Guy and Doom Slayer miniatures. So yeah, kind of the almost the everything. But of course there is an all-in Dark Ages. This is for $330. Wow. With this pledge, you receive the Doom Slayer exclusive miniature, Doom the Dark Ages Arena Board Game Premium Edition, Doom the Dark Ages Demonic Reinforcements, Doom the Dark Age Standee Set, Doom the Dark Ages Adelan expansion, Doom the Dark Ages Sararak expansion, and Doom the Dark Ages Dice Tray. So you get a couple of extra expansions in this one, and some really honking big miniatures, which is probably why that has that price tag. And then there's the all-in. If you absolutely are in love with Doom and have to have everything, for $440, get everything, both core games, all the demonic reinforcements, as well as exclusive Surat miniatures, the Latin expansion, Doom dice trays, and every single stretch goal. So, a whole chunk of stuff. Stretch goals so far that they got, they funded. They've upgraded the card quality, the box cover lamination, the Doom 1993 alternative sculpts. Backers of the All-In 93 and All-In reward tiers now have the arsenal of 5 more Doom Guy models wielding alternate weapons to use in Doom 1993 adventure board game. Adventure board game? Did they put out an adventure board game that I'm unaware of? Huh. I want to know more about that. Because I'm not going to lie, arena combat, not really my thing. Doom adventure board game? I would maybe be interested in. I need to know more. Doom the Dark Ages alternative sculpts. Yep, so unlocking this stretch goal adds a collection of 5 extra miniatures of Doom Slayer wielding alternative weapons to rip through demons on the battlefield. Doom 1993 acrylic token upgrade. And they have a Dark Ages token upgrade. Doom 1993 the Barons of Hell expansion. And then we got some more maps. The Doom 1993 Spider Mastermind. More to follow. Add-ons, we have the Kickstarter exclusive add-on contains exclusive sculpt for the Doom Slayer, so that's if you want, again, the extra Kickstarter exclusives. You can get the standees for, looks like £20 each for $45, That is just a standard edition. 60 for deluxe editions. Got that. The Surat for 75 pounds. That's that expansion. The demonic reinforcements is 40 for Dark Ages and 40 for 1993. Then there's the Atlan expansion for 55. We have the 2 dice trays. And then we're into shipping. You have to talk about U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods are still an ongoing concern. Yep. So there's some very expensive shipping if you're in the United States that they're kind of looking at. So, yeah, they get into that. The schedule, writing and design, November 2025 to March 2026, editing April 2026, layout April of 2026, manufacturing June of 2026, shipping August of 2026, so October 2026, so almost a year later you can get this. They have their socials, then we get into kind of their media, if you want to know more. There's the Doom, the board game. Yeah. And then it talks about the team. So I think that brings us, as I'm kind of quickly scrolling down, so I don't usually worry so much about that. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the main screen. So, Doom the Arena board game. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pass on it. And it's not because I think it's bad. Arena Combat, I already have some games like that. I got Riot Quest, I got Super Fantasy Brawl, I have a few others that are in different Star Wars Epic Duels. So I kind of have that covered, and I don't know that I need it in a Doom flavor or variant. So I think I'm going to pass on that. I love the miniatures. If there had been some way to just get those, because I would love, it's, as I said at the beginning, I would love to paint some of those. It's on my list. It's a cool nostalgia thing to get to do those. I would be interested in that. I am very curious. I'm going to have to do some digging into what they meant by the Doom Adventure board game. Because if they're going to do a Doom Adventure board game, I mean, then I'm definitely holding up, because I'd be more down for that. I'd rather go back to that Doom dungeon crawl sort of game, because when I say that we got together in college and had a great time with that, playing through that is like in the top 5 like core gaming memories of mine. Like, that was such a thing. It was such a big deal. We had so much fun with it. That I mean, there was stand-up cheers of victory when we finished. It was a wonderful time, and I would love to be able to do that again. And so an adventure board game I'd be far more interested in. The other thing that I kind of didn't really see on this page was even the slightest bit of how to play. They kind of said, here's our rule book if you want to know how to play, or here's a video if you want to know how to play. But I do like the pages that give you, even if it's a very 30,000 foot overview of here's how you play. I'd like a little bit more. This had a little bit. I mean, it's 3 rounds. You upgrade in between rounds. You're competing to who spilled the most blood. Okay, but is there terrain? I didn't see any in the add-ons or anything like that. I don't know enough, and would need to know more. But as I said, I don't know that I'm caught in enough. My love of the miniatures are not enough to make me want to spend the money for it. So I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off and hope that there's something with this Doom Adventure board game. I have latched onto that because that could be really fun. And so hopefully there's something like that coming up. I'm gonna have to do some digging to see what they possibly meant with that. But otherwise, I think that's it. For me, it's a pass. But as I always say, if you disagree with me, please put it down in the comments and such. I'm just looking at the first page and trying to make a judgment call based off of that. So there could be something really awesome that I'm missing, and if I am, hey, put that down below. I would love to hear where I may be wrong on that. Again, this is initial impression of first glance. I'm no expert on these things. I just, looking at it, there's not enough there for me to put my hobby dollars into it. But if it is for you, hey, let me know why. What caught your attention to this, or your love of it? Is it the love of the video game? Is it wanting to paint the miniatures? Is it just that you need an arena combat game in your collection? I'd always love to hear. So I love hearing from everybody and reading the comments and such that come out. So please keep those going. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. Thank you for taking the time. I'm a fairly small YouTube channel, just kind of doing this for fun. And I always like seeing it grow and seeing more people tune into it. So, hey, if you feel so kind, give a like and subscribe. Greatly appreciated. But with that, I'm going to go on. There's more things to do on this wonderful Sunday morning. So hopefully we'll catch all of you back down here in the cave again next time. Good morning, everybody. I know I usually say good night, but it's literally Sunday morning. So good morning.